You're listening to the International Moving Podcast, your guide to moving to another country, brought to you by SDC International Shipping, LA's finest. An international move is exciting. It's a time to start over, establish a new business maybe, reestablish family ties, or retire where your budget will do more for you. Please enjoy today's episode, and if you have any questions about your international move, give us a call at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Jim for SDC International Shipping. As always, thank you for joining us for today's podcast episode. This is the podcast where we talk about moving to different countries, what it's like over there. Sometimes we compare cost of living, the pros and the cons, the benefits, all of that. And just a few days ago, I was recording a video with Rob from SDC International Shipping. If you haven't been to our YouTube channel yet, you can go ahead and check that out. We're on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in SDC International Shipping, and you'll see our videos there. But once a week, I get together with Rob every Saturday, and we talk about some aspect of moving internationally. A lot of times we talk about the technicalities of what you can bring and what you can't bring, how things are packed, how certain things are moved, just so you can get a better idea of what's involved in the actual process. And it just so happened we were talking about Dubai because now, as I'm making this recording, there are quite a few people early in 2024 who are relocating to Dubai. Dubai seems to be a very popular location right now, very popular destination. Japan is another one. We talked a little bit about that. But today I wanted to share some thoughts about Dubai with you on this episode. And so I looked into it. Why are people relocating from the United States to Dubai? What's the attraction of it? Now, let me just add one other thing, that probably about a year or two ago, I was at a Christmas party my friend was hosting, and his sister-in-law was visiting, staying with him for a few weeks, and it just so happens that she lives and works now in Dubai. She's one of those types of individuals who loves to travel, has seen the world. I'm kind of envious of her from that respect, but she's single and she's just really enjoying her life in Dubai as a real estate salesperson. And so she was sharing a little bit about what it was like there. Rob, who I was just telling you about from SDC, was sharing a little bit about what it was like when he was there. And it just seems like Dubai is one of those countries. It's located in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. And so it's in that part of the world. And it just seems like from the photographs that I've seen to everything that I've looked at to the people I've talked to, there seems to be a whole lot more pros than cons. And so when it comes to testing out an area, let's say you want to move to a place like Dubai, I think that probably one of the easiest ways to get from here to there is if you have a job opportunity to work there. Now, you may be thinking, Jim, I don't work for a big company who's going to transport me from the United States, California, New York, Chicago, Detroit, wherever you're living now, Texas, Florida, over to Dubai. So realistically, it's not realistic that I'm going to be able to actually get over there. But if you have your heart set on another country, you have to recognize the process that it takes in the planning stages to get from point A to point B. So, for example, there are many job openings available in various sectors right now in Dubai. I looked into this in areas of property, that real estate, finance, construction, technology, and tourism. And so let's just say you're here in the U.S., you're thinking about Dubai. If you want to find a job in Dubai, you can search for job openings on websites such as Indeed or Glassdoor or Jooble, Jooble. And it's advisable, of course, to secure a job before you're going to relocate anywhere. Now, of course, if you have your own business, it's different. If you work online, have an online business, it may be different. But for most people, it's going to be a process of securing a job in that location before they get there so their income isn't interrupted. So the relocation process, let's talk a little bit about that, involves obtaining a work visa, number one, which is usually sponsored by an employer. So if you have a resume, you have experience in the areas of property, finance, construction, technology, or tourism, then you can take that next step by going to a website like I was just explaining, Indeed, Glassdoor, or Jubal, and submit a resume and see what happens. So, number one, you need a work visa from the person hiring you on the other side. And additionally, individuals relocating to Dubai would have to consider then things like housing, healthcare, and familiarizing themselves with the local laws and customs. Now, if you have a company or a recruitment agency helping you, well, then that makes the entire relocation process a lot easier. So, a lot of it starts with, for many people, thinking about where they're going to be working, what industry they're going to be working in, and taking that first step to apply for a job to have that waiting for them. Because once you have the employer, then the employer is already there and they can direct you. And sometimes they take care of all of the above, helping you find a new place to live, helping you dot the I's and cross the T's and all of that. And that makes a huge difference as opposed to, let's say, maybe you're retired. And I guess it depends on your income. But let's say you're retired and you want to live the expat life. You want to go to a place like Dubai, maybe spend a few years there, a few years somewhere else. Well, then it's a little bit different because you're not going there with the intent on working. Okay, let's talk a little bit about work visas in Dubai, in the UAE. So typically, the requirements and the steps would work like this. Number one, you have to complete an application form. Number two, you need a passport size photo. Number three, a valid company card. Number four, an employment contract with a Dubai-based company. Number five, proof of accommodations in Dubai. Number six, copies of your birth certificate, your passport, and if applicable, a marriage certificate. And number seven, the financial means to support yourself in Dubai. So those are the things that you would have to, as far as getting a work permit and obtaining a work permit, those are the requirements. In other words, you're not going to be able to move over to Dubai if you have $200 to your name. So I'm just being direct about it. Next comes the application process. So the employer in Dubai applies for approval with the Ministry of Labor in Dubai. And then next, the Ministry of Labor will issue an entry permit allowing the foreign applicant to enter the UAE to stay for 30 days. Now, upon arrival, the applicant has 60 days to obtain a residence visa, which allows them to continue to reside in Dubai. So the first thing, number one, is the work permit. You need to make sure that you have that taken care of. Number two is the application process. Once you know that you have the proof of work, you have your passport, you have proof of accommodations. And like I said, if you're being hired by a company that's already in Dubai, then unless you're the very first foreign hire, they already have a process worked out so that you can get employees from other countries into your country. And like I said, right now, Dubai is hot for a reason. There's people moving there for a reason because there are quite a few jobs available. The country is in a growth spurt right now. And so this is not some, long distance. It is long distance, but it's not this pie in the sky type of situation where it's almost impossible to connect the dots. It really is straightforward, but it all does start with having that employment contract. Once you have that, the rest of the pieces can fall into place much, much easier. So what happens is the employer typically sponsors the work visa, and then the visa fee is also covered by the employer. So the applicant just needs to, from that point forward, needs to undergo a medical examination upon arriving in Dubai. And it's also important to note that specific requirements may vary depending on the visa category that you're going under. So it is advisable to talk to the employer, or you talk to the employer and a professional immigration expert, and that way you can get more of a personalized type of guidance for your situation. If you've never talked to anybody like that before, you just type in, you can do a search for professional immigration experts. Now, of course, Here at SDC International Shipping, we move people to Dubai, so we are familiar with the whole process firsthand. And so we'll give you whatever type of guidance that we can give you about this whole process. But yet it's still important that you do have that work contract already secured over there. And then, of course, it's great to talk to somebody who focuses just on that, like immigration. You can find these individuals online. You can find the UAE website, and you can connect with people there. There are groups on Facebook. In other words, there's a lot of places that you can get some basic guidance for. But I'm giving you just the basics right now. Now, somebody may ask, well, how long does it take to obtain a work visa, typically in Dubai? And I've heard that the process can vary, but typically it takes about 10 days to receive a work visa after an entry permit has been issued. So the entry permit allows you to enter the UAE, stay there for 30 days, and it's usually, again, between, they say, 2 and 7 working days. And then from there, you can obtain a residence visa, which allows you to continue to reside in Dubai. Now, some individuals have reported that the entire process, including the work permit and the residence visa, can take a week or two, while others have mentioned that the work permit itself should not take more than a week. So we're not talking about months here or close to 30 days. We're talking about a fairly quick process. So now when it comes to the actual moving of your household goods from the United States to Dubai, how does that work? I think if you're considering a move to the UAE, again, I'm looking at Dubai, the city, in the UAE as the location, as the area. If you're looking at moving there for a year or two, or however long your work contract is for, of course, if you're happy, I'm sure, if your employer is happy with you, you're happy with the situation, then you can extend your contract and you can live there longer. Who knows what can happen over there? Maybe it becomes your new permanent home, or maybe you decide after several years you want to move to another country or come back to the U.S. Well, if we move you from the United States to Dubai, of course, you can contact us at SDC and we can reverse it. We can bring you back here to the United States, or we can move you to another country. But if you look at, if speed is going to be your priority in getting to the UAE, then air freight is the fastest option that we have available, because cargo planes can deliver your belongings to any destination in the UAE fairly quickly. But it's important to note that air freight is generally, almost always, depending on your location, but this is so with the UAE, more expensive compared with the other shipping methods. So, for example, if you're going to go there via sea freight, your household goods are going to be moved there in a container on a freight ship, then it's a more cost-effective solution. And while it may take longer, maybe it'll take 6 to 8 weeks on average, sea freight is approximately, at least at the time of this recording, 4 times cheaper than air freight is. So if you decide to go with sea freight, your household goods will be loaded either into a 20-foot or maybe a 40-foot container, depending on the volume of items that you plan to bring. And the container size dimensions are determined by the number of belongings that you have, or the type. There's different size and shape containers depending on what it is that you're moving. And so the last time I looked, it said that if the total volume for your shipment is less than 15 cubic meters, then you have the option of consolidated shipping. That means that your belongings are placed in a shared container. In other words, you don't have enough to fill a full container. You can use a shared container with other individuals. The technical word for that is LCL, or less than container load. If you've been around shipping for any amount of time, then you've probably heard this topic, less than container load. It simply means that you don't have enough to fill a whole container with your own household goods, with your own belongings, with your own valuables. And so you share a container, and that's more cost effective also than having to pay for an entire, excuse me, than having to pay for an entire container, and then you're not able to fill the container. So it makes sense not to pay for more than you need. So if you have less than a full container load, you can share your you can share a container with someone else. So if the total volume of your shipment exceeds 15 cubic meters, then you can have a dedicated container, and that's called a full container load. So that's just the difference between the two. The latter, of course, will be cheaper because you're not paying for a full container for just your own stuff. All right, let's talk about customs clearance in the UAE. Navigating customs procedures can often be a source of stress. But the good thing is, if you're working with a company like SDC International Shipping, then we already have experts that will be working with you. The process will become a whole lot smoother. And you can rest assured that customs clearance, the whole process of going through the UAE, is relatively straightforward. So SDC International Shipping and our experts are here to guide you each step of the way through that. It all starts with creating an accurate inventory of your items that you're sending. That's crucial. Customs officers might want to inspect your shipment, including opening boxes. Maybe they want to verify the contents. So to ensure a hassle-free clearance, it's really important that each item in your shipment is included in the inventory list along with the required descriptions. And this is basically true no matter where you're going. So if you want to enjoy a duty-free importation, there are a few requirements that you need to meet. Firstly, the items that you're bringing must be used, and additionally, your shipment must arrive within 6 months of obtaining your UAE residence permit. If these conditions are not met, then any new household items may be subject to duty and taxes. And if you're already a resident of an AGCC country, you may not require a UAE residence visa for customs clearance, which means the AGCC, and then just quickly explain that. It stands for Arab Gulf Cooperation Council. And it's also known as the Gulf Cooperation Council, the GCC. And it's kind of like a political and economic alliance of the 6 Middle Eastern countries: Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, and Oman. It was established back in 1981 for the purpose of having unity among the members, Arab Islamic cultures, and basically it's so they can, as far as trade and markets go, various economic activities, including agricultural trade, they do it as a kind of like a group. So the countries are grouped together. I hope that makes sense. All right. If you partner with us at SDC International Shipping, the port that we choose from is the port of Jebel Ali in Dubai. That's Jebel Ali, Ali. And that's the largest and busiest commercial port in the UAE and in the entire Middle East. The port of Jebel Ali in Dubai. I said Ali. And it is the hub of international trade for that part of the world. It's a strategic location. They have state-of-the-art facilities there, ensuring the efficient handling of shipments. And this port serves as a kind of like a gateway connecting to various parts of the world, the UAE, and it enables a seamless transportation of your goods. So if you're settling in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, both Dubai and Abu Dhabi are considered to be very attractive locations for Americans considering relocating to the UAE, because both of these cities have already vibrant expat communities. There's a wealth of opportunities there for growth economically, starting a business, advancing your career. Dubai is known for, if you've ever seen the photographs, the iconic skyline, a luxurious lifestyle. It is a modern metropolis that attracts people from all over the world, lots of wealth. The city offers a diverse range of career prospects across various industries, like I was saying, finance, technology, tourism, and more. And it has a world-class infrastructure there. Everything seems new. Everything seems built like to the nines. And Dubai really has a international type of presence, and that's the type of experience that you'll have when you go there. Everyone who I've ever talked to who's been there has been very impressed. And Abu Dhabi, as the capital of the UAE, Abu Dhabi combines a rich cultural type of heritage. It has all the modern amenities. The infrastructure is there. The city offers more of a relaxed and traditional atmosphere compared with Dubai. Dubai, I guess you could say, is a flashier type of city, but Abu Dhabi is known for its emphasis on things like family values, quality education, world class healthcare facilities. So, expats who are seeking a balance between tradition and progress find that Abu Dhabi is an attractive destination. So at SDC, we understand the unique needs of people relocating from the United States, Americans, whether they're going to Dubai or Abu Dhabi. We have experience in international moves to these cities to ensure a smooth transition regardless of your endpoint destination. And comprehensive relocation services are available to you, tailored to your specific needs and requirement, all designed so that you can have a stress-free and enjoyable relocation. If you need your car shipped along with your household goods to the UAE, that requires a valid UAE residence visa. And additionally, there are import duties of 5% and a VAT tax also on that. I believe the last time I looked, it was 5% for both. The vehicle must be less than 10 years old, and the specific documentation, such as the original invoice, the certificate of origin, driver's license, all of those things are needed as part of the import process. Now, when you relocate to the UAE, we do recommend buying marine insurance, and that is for your household items, especially if you're going to have sensitive type of items in your shipment like pianos and artwork. And so, yes, we prioritize safety and protection for all of your belongings, but it's great to have marine insurance just for the things that are unforeseen. You can buy an all-risk policy. You can buy a total loss policy. We can explain what those are and how those work. That's just something that you want to keep in mind. And again, as an international mover, we're well versed in all of the regulations, and we understand the importance of making sure that your items get to their final destination safely, securely, and we also want you to know what all of your options are as far as your own peace of mind when you're moving your valuables, that you know that you have the type of insurance that's needed in case, the unthinkable happens. The ship sinks or something crazy, a fire breaks out or something like that, or weather, or who knows the things that could happen. So our commitment to our customers doesn't end just when the delivery is made. We have exceptional follow-up and customer support to ensure that your satisfaction is there even after your move, even after the move is complete. So our team is always available to address any questions and concerns you may have regarding your relocation. All right, I think that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. You can call us. We have a toll-free number available at our website. That number is 877-339-0267. You can call us. You can visit our website, fill out the form to get a free estimate, chat with us. Whatever works for you, it works for us. So thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next episode.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for listening. Whether you're relocating within the country or moving to the other side of the world, we're here to help from start to finish. Connect with us today at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962.